Hello, Insomniacs. I'm Kurious Cyclopes.
And I'm Steve.
We are Never Sleep Again TV. Recently, Steve and I, we saw like a Japanese horror film. It's more like a crime horror film, but anyway, we saw it at Emmaus Theater. It's called Ichi the Killer. It's very infamous. It's banned in some countries. It's known for being one of the video baddies. It was actually a 2001 film, but it was like maybe my third time seeing it. It was your first time, right?
First time seeing the movie. First time going to Emmaus Theater.
Did you hear a lot about Ichi the Killer prior to the screening?
I was vaguely familiar with it, mostly from hearing its name on like the lists of movies that are like kind of gory and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, before we talk about what it's about, what did you think about it for your first time, especially knowing how renowned it is for being brutal and
well, it's stupid of me probably, but like when it started playing, and then it was subtitled, I was like, oh, I didn't know this movie was going to be subtitled,
oh, okay.
And then I was like, fucking, of course it is. Like, what was I thinking? Right. But then, like I told you after we watched it, the biggest thing that I thought was I thought that main dude with like the piercings in his face and stuff, I thought he was Ichi the whole time.
I thought the same thing when I first saw Ichi the Killer. Yeah, I thought the guy on the poster and all the covers was Ichi, but no, it turns out not. But who's the director of this movie then?
Takashi Miike.
Okay, and he also made other renowned violent films, which were also Japanese. Audition, and what was it? Visitor Q. Visitor Q is a really fucked one, so you should watch that too. But yeah, Ichi the Killer. It's pretty much about this guy named Ichi who, he has like post-traumatic stress syndrome from, I guess, being bullied or whatever, but there's this gang that takes advantage of, like, his mental instability, and they plant these false memories in his head of, like, witnessing a rape and, like, him getting turned on by it. Because pretty much they want to use this guy to be, like, a killer for them, to take down, like, people from the Anju gang. But pretty much there's this disturbed guy who he gets, like, hard when he sees violence against women, even though he's not necessarily a sick, demented person himself when it comes to like hurting people, but for whatever reason, this guy, he like calms when he kills people with his ice skate-esque like ninja shoe. I don't fucking know, but pretty much the thing is, this boss from the Anju gang goes missing, so then one of their leaders is a really sadistic motherfucker who he has like the Glasgow smile with piercings. He's blowing cigarette smoke at his cheeks. He tortures people and interrogates them, thinking that they were involved with, like, the boss going missing. This guy fucking, like, chains up one of his superiors and, like, burns him with, like, tempura when he's making shrimp and shit. But, it's a really controversial movie. It might be hard to watch for some people. Like, honestly, here's a serious trigger warning. If you are, like, triggered or turned off by, like, rape and stuff like that, don't watch this movie because it's really fucking violent.
That's like the first scene in the movie, I think. Like it opens on that right away.
Yeah, like, dude, there's a lot of violence against women in this movie. Like, this guy's like beating the shit out of this girl and then like rapes her as she's like unconscious or like starting to lose it. And God, it's just so brutal. But the main thing is, it discusses mainly the main theme is like S&M. Yeah. That's the main thing. And pretty much the sadistic motherfucker who like stabs people with needles and stuff trying to find his boss. The whole reason why he's trying to find his boss is because his boss used to beat him, and this guy's a masochist and he cannot find anyone that can inflict enough pain on him. So when he finds out about Ichi, who completely disembowels these gang members and like leaves their organs and blood all over the room, the guy's like, I need to meet this Ichi because maybe he's the one that can fulfill my need for like pain and all that. But it's a really bizarre, wacky movie, really violent. There's even some dark humor in it that's pretty sick. Yeah. Like, remember this one scene where the guy's doing sit-ups? He's like, I want to fuck, and the whole audience laughed.
Yeah, that was the one nice thing, like, seeing it in the audience was, like, there were parts that would come up that you would, like, almost want to laugh and then be like, ooh, that's kind of weird, but like, then everyone around you is, like, laughing with you.
I know. Like, they would laugh at the most fucked up shit, especially this one part where Ichi rescues this girl from being, like, raped and battered by this guy continuously. So he kills the guy for her, and then Ichi, because Ichi's kind of good in a way, but he's so fucked up in the head, he goes, yeah, like, I saved you, I killed him for you. He goes, now I'm gonna beat you. Don't worry, like I'll replace it. Cause Ichi's fucked up mentality is that these girls want to be like raped and murdered and stuff because of the shit that was put in his head from these other gang members. But if you haven't seen any Japanese horror films, this is a good one to start off with. Like I said, it's really controversial, shocking. It's fucking brutal. Like the violence is plentiful. Obviously we don't want to spoil too much, so just go watch it. There's also another film called Ichi, which I believe is the sequel, or is there a prequel? But I also know there's an anime prequel, which is the one I watched, called Ichi the Killer 0. But there's also even a manga series for it, so it definitely has its fans. And like I said, they just showed it at Emmaus Theater, so obviously it's a renowned film. But how was it seeing it for the first time with that live audience? Like the oohs and the ahs and the, oh man.
I think it adds to the experience.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of like going through it as a group, even though I'm sure a bunch of people there had probably seen it
I feel
already.
like a lot of people haven't seen it at the same time, because even one of my friends that was there, it was his first time seeing it. My friend Jesse, actually. But everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check out Ichi the Killer. Check out the prequel, the sequel. Maybe check out the manga if that's your thing. But then also check out the director's other films, Visitor, Q, and Audition. So yeah, we just wanted to keep that kind of brief. So I guess that's it for Ichi the Killer. Yeah. We had a great time seeing it in the theater. He had a great time seeing it for the first time.
Oh yeah.
So definitely check it out. Expand your horizons. Get into some more of the foreign stuff. All right, well, we'll be out until next time. Kurious Cyclopes
and Steve.
Thanks for watching Never Sleep Again TV.